Hey, now, what you call it? Welcome to the show there. This is a Saturday service for February 17th, 2023. And where it's also called Triangulation. The red card of the show is going to be this, the King of Diamonds, and then we're gonna run some more branding and give some more people time to show up.
Ducks eat bread.
They do. They like it.
There's so many to scroll through now.
Embody. I gotta get some of Grizz's branding in here.
We want what's best for you. Remember, there is no agency. And also, remember, embody. Remember to embody.
You know, this vague accent that Grim has. You know, maybe he's been sent from Russia to America to colonize me personally. Maybe Grim Grizz is Putin's tool to get under my skin. And now that he's become my favorite YouTube channel, it's happening. Remember, embody. Remember, embody. We want what's best for you, and your body wants what's best for
you. Remember, embody. There is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Trust the facts. Remember, embody.
Don't have gratitude unless you remember, embody it. There is no way. We want what's best for you. Please do.
Remember, embody. We want what's best for you. The remember, embody, participation and virtually not alone. I mean, these are the things of Grizz's channel are really central to this. Grim Grizz channel. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is virtually not alone. Remember, embody, there is no agency. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is about the question and anxiety of life being wasted in union with machines instead of other real human beings. That's the heart of your channel, Grizz. That's the heart of your channel. And it comes out of, very clearly, the pain that many people are growing up being parented by machines and not by their biological parents.
Yes, PVK's beard has had quite a life, and I have to scroll all the way up to here to make that go away. Welcome, everybody. Now's the time where we do the savings throws against the mind control that you're swimming in. Not even counting this show, but for this show, you get a savings throw against the mind control where you get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. As the basis of your savings throw, I roll the die. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control. Half damage. It's a savings throw for half. Half. If it's under 10, you take full damage. Oh, and you get +2 to the roll by chatting in the Hive Mind chat and being virtually not alone with everybody. You see how that works? It makes the bubble I can't click right now. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Oh, survivalist, you're going to need your bonuses. That's a 7 for you. A 7 for you. Socialist, prime 19 today. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Lovers of wisdom, 15. You made yours. You made yours. Heart, folks, that's a 10. A 10 for you. You did perfect. That's all you needed. You got it. Indigo kids. Indigo kids with the 14. 14, whatever that means.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. What the hell, Tom? No, you decide that every single day. Every single day. What the hell, Tom? And by the way, you can click at the link at the top of the Hive Mind to make me more comfortable.
I listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us. I see this guy. I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling us exactly what he thinks.
All right, I gotta knock some things off of the card, but you're gonna need a Blue Church card of the show before we get to any of that. There's only 4 things on the card today, but they're pretty complicated, heavy, deep thought ones that take a lot of setup and all this shenanigans. I hope everybody out there is having a lovely Saturday, and if not, I hope we are a bright light of inspiration and whatnot in your direction. The Blue Church card of the show is the 5 of clubs. Back in the clubs club with the Blue Church this time. And All right, a card thing right after this. Dr. Lenny says we are whatnot in all directions. Foxman asks if anybody's seen Walker lately. And Tom says something RuneScape. All right, the first thing on the cards we're knocking off is this Lannister in the King's book. The Lannister in the Kingsguard book. That's my cut. The agency deck card of the show is this nine of spades. Okay, and the Lannister and the Kingsguard book goes like this. There was that Jordan Hall fella that we spent way too much time squeeing over altogether collectively. Even here. And on his live stream there with Pastor Paul, this part I could manage to listen to was in the front. And he talked about how he did his fancy pants wedding at this, and it was like from a biographical with a biographical consideration, and it made me think of Lannister in the Kingsguard book, like on this card, which is because once upon a time my friend John said, "Hey, I just read this book series. You're gonna love it. Read it." There's the two guys in it that reminded me of you. One is named Tyrion and one is named Jamie. And so those guys remind me of you, and that got me to read the book because the narcissism. And in it, this Jamie guy ends up being this Kingsguard whatnot after his hand gets cut off. And he maintains the book, and it's like the life history of what gets written in the book of that person's life in the Kingsguard book. And it's like, it seems to me that there are people that do and do not feel the pressure that they're writing their biography. Like a lot of people can just float, be like, I'm just living my life. But like there's other people that get the notion that, okay, this is my life, this is my one shot, this is what I'm doing here. And hey, thank you, Lance, for tickling the Kofi bot. We appreciate that. 93% of our goal. Look at, almost there. Always almost there. Isn't that neat? Okay. And so this is biographical. We'll call it biographical pressure. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel of biographical pressure as you live your life to the fact that you're writing the story of your life for all of history? All of reality of what actually happened. You are now crafting your story, your story of death. Your story of death. Welcome. Part of your story of death is hanging out on the Grimgris channel. not oddly, Tom Tom. It's not oddly. That's the way things work. Good afternoon, Cassandra. Good afternoon. Thanks for the Denny emoji that members of the channel get to make. It's Denny : much like the Goose emojis. Goose : type it in the chat. Goose : that's where it's at. Was that Spoon Man I saw? Oh, it's Spoon Man. Is the branding loaded? No, you deleted it. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
there's Joe.
yes. Oh yeah, look at that. We're in business. Oh, I'm way over here. Oh well. Yeah, play like we're out in the crowd. Something like that. That ceiling fan psyop is wild. It's wild. Yeah, for you. It says for you. After that, I like it. Next on the card, we have either export proficiencies or set similar secret self. I'll let you guys pick. We'll say that the export proficiencies is the right hand, and no, we'll do it. The members of the channel can choose now by using either the lobster monkey goose emoji for the export proficiencies or the Denimor's denim emoji for the set similar secret self. There you go. So either Goose or Denny will do a count right after some of this. Yeah.
For the deeper question, because the free will is in this way paradoxical, that through an acknowledgement of one's finitude and an act of surrender, one actually increases one's own agency. So this kind of flies in the face of the idea of free will as maximal optionality or something like that. As a thinking, self-conscious being, indeed, he may be said by his very nature to live in the atmosphere of the universal life. As a thinking being, it is possible for me to suppress and quell in my consciousness every movement of self-assertion, every notion.
This is a message for Pastor Paul Vanderclay. I saw who you had on your show this morning, the horrible things that man said about the kayfabe. And I just want you to know that I'm going to destroy you in the April Fool's conversation cage match. Anyway, this is the Saturday service triangulation stream for February 17th, 2024. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. I'm General Griswold Gaius Grim of the 1st LARP Ingression Protocol, and you are right now virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ribbit. And then we have had a voting happen. Well, look, you get the +4 to the next saves. Spoonman and Dolly for using the fancy pants emoji to indicate I was silent. Sandra, you get a +2. That'll count. Hey, we got some members of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency in the house. They know the call and response. Anyway, we had some voting done, and Isaac, Donda, and Tom Tom have selected set similar secret self for the next portion of the Saturday service stream. And as a set similar sacred self section It might even be one of these.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see. Doing what is right for me is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Oh, dag nabbit, I couldn't find it. I've been looking, Chad. I was looking. Okay, for the set similar secret self part, it goes a little bit like this. Okay, what do we need? We need a deck of cards. All right. So the set similar secret self. First of all, let's start with the secret self, and how, like, the things you've read. So, like, say a book is an author's mind, and you spend a long afternoon diving into it, like submitting your mind to the mind control within the pages of that book. Say a great book like Dune. We've all been to Dune, right? We've not just been to the movie, but we've been to Dune, like on a Saturday afternoon, maybe. Anyway, that's your secret self. And it was something that, through the power of the written magics, another person could have access and influence on. And there's the corresponding part of that, which was beautifully illustrated in that one video over on Chad's channel, the Friday Morning Nameless. This little carrot, no. Anyway, it was over there somewhere. And it was from Stephen King's On Writing about, and I don't know if maybe it was the other part he spliced in with it, but it was about how we write in books and stuff in a secret place. It's a compartmentalized self. Like, that's the secret self, the one that the author, and like when you wrote your Dear Diary entry journals, that secret self, that one, the one that writes in your diary and reads books, that you has now been abridged by the social media experience that we're all sharing, virtually not alone. And the thing of that is that the you that does that, the you that interfaces with your computer in your basement, or one that reads the book on the Saturday afternoon, those secret selves now coexist in an ephemeral place, wherever attention coagulates, becomes a place. That's what makes a place, is that attention coagulated there. Second red card of the show is the Six of Hearts. So that's the set similar sacred self. Is similarly, we're all in focused attention with a device resembling a mirror, powered by a set. We're all set similar that way, and what we're interfacing with is a separate self from there's somebody else in the room self. It's a secret self, but now all our secret selves are shared, and our embodied selves is foreign to what we're all experiencing together through the set similarity. Right? We did that one already. We didn't do this yet. Look what you've done, Foxman. Look what you've done. Hey, Chad, I was just not finding something on your channel. It was nice. It was nice. You know the Stephen King one with the writer's room? That was completely applicable to the self-similar secret self that was chosen here on this Saturday service triangulation stream. And and now the next part is going to be export proficiencies, and that's going to be part of the Substack captain's log. But here's the primer from that, ripped off from Pastor Paul's top secret, probably come out tomorrow video.
Often, not always. People get into the ministry because they love people. It used to be you get into the ministry because you love status. That's no longer the case in America. Most, unless you're in a particular subculture that really values its ministers.
And a particular subculture that really, really values its ministers.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody gonna die?
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
For the most part now, you get into the ministry because of meaning, not money, not status, but meaning. And then what happens if you're charismatic, if you're particularly good, if you somehow just had the right niche at the right time in the right place and your church grew, very quickly
I realized something. But first, Chad says, did you see my latest branding over on the Broken Clock Tower Discord? And in fact, I did, Chad. And I saw that now that the VNA Logos department has seen PVK's Discord handle, all further brandings are going to be for his channel and not mine. But yes, I've seen it. And so I stumbled down into the Loom Room and found this set of gems that Ups weave together because, as we all know from Petersonian conditioning, what you'd like to do is encourage behavior you'd like to see happen again. And Ups made this nice loom of McGilchrist over on Karen's channel. So here's some of this. Whatever the hell palindromic knowing is, hopefully in less than a minute.
So I know that, Ian, that you're familiar with this idea that Michael Evan is always saying, how is it that the limbs of an organism know, first of all, how to grow bilaterally so that they're identical, and also when to stop growing? How do they know when to stop? How do they know when they've reached perfection? And I've been thinking about this a lot. So I know that, Ian.
You just know, Karen. You just know. You're like, you know what? This is as good as it's going to get. No, do it this way.
The very thing that you thought had one quality has another. And in fact, that quality can indeed be so profoundly affected by context that it can be completely reversed. And that's a very interesting thing to think about when we're talking about these contrary elements and their necessary existence. I think one can see in the case of order and disorder that there is a kind of beauty and order which can only exist if there is an element of disorder and chance in it. You see this throughout the most exquisite works of Oriental art, and it's particularly literally exemplified in the art kintsugi, which is repairing ceramics. So when a
or putting clips into an otherwise one-shot video.
Beautiful bowl is broken, and sometimes it is deliberately broken. It is then put together again, often using lines of gold, the very thing.
Okay then, this is the Saturday service triangulation stream, and we've reached the portion of the stream where we start the Substack Captain's Log. Substack's Captain's Log. We'll get to export proficiencies as part of that. Okay, so what the notion was is I haven't really done anything over on the Substack, and that I could stream this here part of this stream, and then clip it out as a video MP4 and put it on the Substack and call it the Substack's Captain's Log. So welcome to the Substack Captain's Log. We've made some of these. Welcome Substack people. I'm sorry I don't type over here often enough, but don't forget this is the place where the Paintball for Jesus story is. So it's worth it just being there for that. Okay, and the first LARP ingression has been going rather slowly. However, we have reached a new pinnacular of events in this section. My theater of operations, you'd call. And that is, there are twofold. First of all, Pastor Paul has scalped one of our branders from the Broken Clock Tower Discord, Rascal, and has adopted her branding as his own and as the encouragement of future brandings for him. So we've now officially made that a thing that happens in the flotilla events, and that's very exciting as far as the LARP ingression goes. What was the other thing? That was, oh no.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, well, I guess since if you're just checking in on the Substack, you won't know that we've magically funded my trip down to the Tarpon Springs Symbolic World Summit through a masterful grift. And we're going to be able to attend. We've scored a VIP seating and in the lounge there, because we're so generously supported by the Shadow Cabal of production executives, and that's very exciting news. What was the other one? Yeah, export. Maybe he hadn't talked about it yet.
You go from, well, a lot depends on what kind of ministry you wanted to do. Some ministers are sort of covert scholars, and they want to spend all of their time in the office reading books and thinking about things and writing the best sermons imaginable.
Now, for this portion, why I'm calling it export proficiencies, consider all of these things he's saying not ministers, but people with boats in the flotilla. So, like, you might say Grail Country would fit that first definition one, perhaps.
Some pastors are all about people, and they want to go out, and they're evangelists. They want to go out and meet new people and bring new people to Christ. Some pastors are pastoral care specialists, and they go out and they love nothing better than visiting, sitting, doing all that work with people. Some pastors are sort of pastoral therapists, and they really enjoy getting into the nitty gritty of individual problems and transformations and watching people thrive. What happens if you're successful, and this is the same thing that has happened with many YouTubers.
And so as such, that's something, a notion. You see, the whole export proficiencies goes like this. Like, he's spoken, I think, somewhere in this and in others, like YouTube can take this away at any moment. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, we need to have everybody watch the Thor movie before he's fat, the one with his sister trying to destroy the world. That Thor movie, Ragnarok. We need to have everybody watch Ragnarok so they get the feels of being a people, and that if the platform goes down, that's not a thing. It doesn't matter. Second of all, we need to have like a confederation and members that interact with other platforms. There's a lot of X crossover already, but I'm talking other places where streaming would happen if YouTube took it away, such as like the Rumblefish and then, the other ones. I don't know the other ones, but we need to be tribe members from those places. And then I thought, well, if those members have tried to play those other flotillas, as Chad said in that other video that I can't conveniently find at the sum of my thought. Do you see me? This is me not finding it. Okay, and then so, but if those groups have flotillas who know how things are done the way we're supposed to know how to do things on YouTube, and in Discord and whatnot, if they have those flotillas, then what skill set, what export proficiencies would someone from our flotilla bring when they left to go to these other places and establish new cities of bubbles? And like, would they have like now I'm thinking in Dungeons and Dragons proficiency terms, like some of them would be knowledges, like that they might choose a corner knowledge, relevance, realization, or dialectic proficiency, or lame apologetics. There'd be different knowledge brackets of proficiencies. A character that was an export character from the flotilla would have access to choose in the character way for the Larvgate game. And that's why it was part of the Substack Captain's Log. And I think we made it through. Hey, the triangulation part. We still have to do triangulation. Welcome, everybody. This is the Saturday service triangulation stream. Don't forget, we've also made the big discovery that there's explicit endorsement through practice of the big IFS system and the internal fragmented self system, probably. I don't think that's what it means, but that's what it means, the internal fragmented self system. And so we'll be taking an investigative look coming up on my week toward the summit. On my way to the summit, that should be happening. The event itself is less than 2 weeks away now. Make your last minute donations at the link above.
Oh, shoot, where was I going with this? Attention.
Yes, Charlie, I believe it's a pinned post. Charlie asks, is there a how-to video for making branding on the Clock Tower Discord? That's also somewhere on Chad's channel and also in a pinned post on the Discord. He does it with an iPhone thing, and so you might need one of those to do it his way. I use the OBS to do most fancy things, and it's been a long time. But okay then. The triangulation part was essentially the triangulation part of where we are in the fact that we're still on. We become unmindful of this existence beyond the YouTube platform. And the triangulation notion was like, hey, what other things are out there? What other attention platforms are floating at the same time, simultaneous with us on the attention sea? Like, what's that TikTok Leviathan over there? Okay, that's going to be it for the stream. However, I do want to say that PVK makes fun of me for how little and lame my replay comments are. And if you don't want to let him continue to shame me, earn your +5 for the next stream save by leaving a comment on the underneath this stream here. Okay, bye everybody. Happy Saturday.